comments on my phone in case people are commenting. I don't know. Oh, we are live. I just realized I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
All right, how should we start?
Right.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Page Dwellers' first live show. We had some technical difficulties, to say the least.
Sorry.
But we figured it out mostly. We're just missing Sarah. She's still trying to figure out. Oh my god, I need to turn my phone down. But yeah, so we're still trying to figure this out. But I think we're doing so good so far. Should we do introductions?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Okay.
All right. I guess I'll start since. All right. I am Cecilia from That Disney Chick. You are on my channel now.
I'm Mia from Mia Rose Reads.
I'm Emma from Muggle Glamour.
Yeah, and we're missing Sarah, but she will hopefully be coming soon. Fingers crossed, if she gets her technical difficulties.
Yep. Oh, we already got someone in our chat.
Stephanie!
Woo! All right. So, should we say about how our, I guess our initial first ratings of the book, of how we initially felt about it after we finished it? So, I don't know who would like to start.
Right. Okay, should I start? So I read it a little while ago, so a few weeks ago, and originally I read it and I was super hyped about it. I was like, yes, I love it. But then I kind of started thinking about it a bit after that, and I wasn't happy about it. So I think for me it was either a 3 or a 4 star, maybe closer to 4, because there were some aspects that I really liked. But yeah, probably definitely not a 5-star anymore. Emma, do you want to say?
Yeah, I think probably a 3 is my initial one, but I feel like in the next couple days I'll probably drop it down to 2.5. I need to compare it against other ones I've rated a 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then figure out if I liked it a little bit better, then I'll give it a 2.5. But I don't know. I had some there were parts I liked, and there were parts of it I hated.
Yeah.
So it's complicated.
Yeah. For me, I personally feel like I'm leaning towards a 3.5 at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't think it's a 4-star, but also don't think it's a 3-star. I don't know. I still have to, process my feelings about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, that's my initial thing.
Yeah, so we kind of had similar thoughts about it. So should we start by saying some things that we did like about it? Should we start with non-spoilery things in case some people haven't read it yet?
Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, Stephanie just said she hasn't finished it yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
so non-spoilery things that we liked and disliked about it, maybe to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I thought in it, I really liked the superpowers. I thought they were quite cool because there were some quite different things in there, one of the characters could control bees and stuff. So I thought they did some kind of interesting things with the powers. It wasn't just basic things like invisibility and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you guys like about it as well?
Yeah, I actually quite liked the different. Some of them were kind of basic, of course. Some were oh, you can.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of lame. But there's other ones I liked. One of our main characters. I want to always call him Austin, but I know his name is not Austin.
the nice, kind of nice.
Yeah, I forgot his name already.
Yeah,
Adrian.
Yeah.
Adrian, I was close. But yeah, I liked his power. Well, his first initial power, being able to anything he writes or draws becomes real. I really like that idea, and then how he gave himself his own tattoos, and I thought some of her interesting, our main girl Nova. I don't know. I kind of didn't like her power of oh, you can put people to sleep. I'm that's lame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I guess I guess just like the basic plot I liked. I feel like a lot of the characters were like meh to me, and like the whole conflict was kind of meh. Like I kind of wish, you know how it has like the prologue about like what happened in the past and how like the Renegades are the whole deal with like the two groups or whatever. I kind of felt like that was more interesting, and I would have liked a book about that instead of like the aftermath.
Oh, definitely.
So I don't know
during that time, but I don't feel that much happened in the book. I mean, maybe
oh, definitely,
but I don't know. Yeah. And in terms of the characters, what did you guys like and not like? Because I think I quite like the Adrian. What we said, was it Adrian?
Yeah, Adrian.
Yeah. I thought he was quite cute, quite a soft kind of cinnamon roll. But now thinking about, I'm not sure if he was just a bit, you know, like spineless. I don't know. But I thought with the other characters, like his backup squad, didn't have that much to them. But I did like the little boy. Can't remember the little boy's name.
Oh, Max.
Max.
Yeah, Max. I thought he was a cool character. What did you guys think about the characters?
Go ahead.
Okay. I did like Adrian. I wasn't a huge fan of Nova. I don't know why. She just bothered me a lot of the times. I was like, I swear to God, constantly. I definitely know that. I do think that like Adrian's like their team of renegades. I feel like it wasn't not exactly like fleshed out, but I felt like we didn't get to see a lot of their personalities as much, which I wish we saw more of that. Like we know a little bit about them, but like I feel like we didn't get to see their personalities a lot. I feel like they were just kind of like, this is their power and that's who they are kind of thing.
Yeah.
Nothing more past that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Nova made some really stupid decisions, and so I got frustrated with her a lot. And then it's like, I didn't have a problem with Adrian, but I feel like he didn't, like he doesn't have a strong like personality.
No, exactly. That's
so I feel like even though he was in, really, like by the end of the book, I was still like, I don't know like who you are. So I don't know. So I feel like Max was probably my favorite.
Yeah, he was really interesting, wasn't he?
Good.
Like,
but he's like barely in it.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. And did you guys kind of feel like you're rooting more for the villains or the heroes, would you say? Because I was a bit torn. Obviously, there are some similarities between them and stuff. But yeah, what do you think?
For me, I really don't like really any of the anarchists, like them as characters. I don't know what it was. I just didn't resonate with them. I didn't feel for their cause. I really didn't like Ingrid.
Yeah, no, I
didn't like Ingrid, and I didn't like Phobia. I didn't really like any of them. I sympathized a little bit with Honey, but most of them
investing out of them.
Yeah, but most of them, I just didn't really feel anything towards them. So naturally, since I didn't care about any of the anarchists, I sided more with the renegades.
Yeah.
I guess I would agree. I honestly I at the beginning, you know how it has like the character list and like who they are and everything, and I was like, that's strange because I feel like this book shouldn't need that as like a reference. So then when they just like drop 10,000 different people and their name and then their superhero name, I was like too salty to use the reference guide because I was like, it shouldn't be this confusing. Like, this is a simple book. There's like a...
Oh my god, I need to find this.
Yeah, at the very end, it has all the characters and all their powers and stuff.
Shoot, all right. No, that would have been so helpful during this entire thing.
So I don't know. I guess the Renegades, but that's only because I feel like we got to know them a little bit more.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really get to see any of the anarchists for that long. So
No,
That's
because
true.
I went into it like wanting to root for the villains because that can be really interesting, like the villain story and stuff. But I just didn't feel like the characters in the villain like squad turned out to be that lovable, so I didn't find myself rooting for them as much as I wanted to.
That's
So
true.
I did think that there wasn't technically really a good and an evil. They just kind of had different ideas, didn't they? Neither was like wrong or right, really.
Yeah. Everyone was kind of morally gray.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I finally found the reference page. Good to know.
Useful. Yeah.
It's I don't know why they put it that like at the beginning.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It's before like the title page.
Yeah, it has Renegades and then a second page of Renegades and then the cast of characters and then a third page says Renegades.
Yeah. That's weird.
It's really weird. So I
Um,
don't know if you guys have read any other Marissa Meyer books. Like, have you guys? I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, I read these like kind of Lunar Chronicles, but that was a few years ago now.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I just finished Lunar Chronicles in like January, and then I read Heartless in like January or February. So I've read most everything by her kind of by accident.
For me, I read Heartless back in, it was my first audiobook ever. I remember that. But I think it was in like 2016 or something. And then I read Cinder last year, and I liked both of them, and I just didn't feel like continuing on with the Lunar Chronicles. But I feel like Marissa Meyer is a good writer. I didn't have any problems with like her actual writing abilities in this book. I thought that the action scenes were pretty well written, at least for like mine. Sometimes I get critical if I can't picture what the characters are actually
Same.
doing. So, but I felt like when they were fighting, I felt like I was like, oh, this is what she meant. Like I could see it in my brain.
Yeah. Let's see. Stephanie in the comments said, the villains don't really feel like villains. Their powers are a bit silly. I agree. That's so true. God.
I remember I was asking you guys about like, how old was the puppeteer? Because they said this one sentence where it's like he preferred children. I'm like, if he is a old man, I have problems.
Yeah.
I was like,
No, because for the first part of the book, I was picturing him as Nova's age, and then it really got like revealed they were like at least 10 or 15 years older, and I was a bit like, oh, so this is an old man.
And he prefers kids. Ugh.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Have you heard from Sarah?
Yeah, she just said she said she thinks she got it. Can you send another link? So I'll send it right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
She can join us.
Personally, I don't like the writing so far. She repeats the thoughts that go through their head. Half the book could go away.
Yeah,
That's what Stephanie said.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I do think it was too long.
Yeah, no,
I think it was like at least 100 pages too long.
Definitely.
Because I read it all in one go in a day. It was during my 24-hour readathon, and I didn't expect it to be that long. I thought it would be a lot shorter than that. Oh, Tara?
Oh, awesome.
Sarah!
Hi.
It only took me forever.
Figured it out though. That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We were just kind of having non-spoilery sort of thoughts. So do you have any non-spoilery ones that you thought, like, what did you think of it first?
Oh, do we all go over our rating of it? Like,
yeah. So
what were your guys' ratings?
I think I said about a 3.5.
Yeah, I said either a 3 or a 4.
And mine's probably like a 2.5.
Yeah, I'd say a 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah. So we're all about pretty similar.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, did you like? Who are you feeling or words? Were you rooting more for the Renegades or the Anarchists?
I feel like at first I really didn't like the Renegades at all, and then like slowly I kind of did.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Yeah.
Is this
Definitely.
for everyone to see? Like people on YouTube can see it?
Yeah, we're live on YouTube right now.
Oh snap!
How do you see like comments and stuff? Does anyone know?
I just have it the live stream open.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I just kind of
Sometimes y'all are smart.
I
Okay.
just saw other people in other live streams do it, so I figured. But I do have I think just one more thing before a couple of you guys said that you were thinking about DNFing it at some point. Like, what points did you feel? Because I have one very specific point that I wanted to DNF it, and I want to see if I was right around that time.
Are we going to spoilers now then, or?
Not really. Well, because where I was just gonna say like a vague moment, like if you were like 40% of the way, 60%. Like, I'm just curious
Yeah.
because I personally. Sorry,
Think
what?
about 200.
Oh, okay. Yeah. For me, I felt like that about 40% of the way that I just got bored as hell.
Yeah, I think I almost DNF'd it at like 100 pages, and then I almost DNF'd it at 200 pages, and then I got to like 250, and I was like, this is kind of getting better.
Does someone have the
But
live like volume up, because I can hear, unless I'm just having a moment.
Well, I just turned it on and then I muted the sound.
Oh, okay. Okay, that did it. Okay. Got you.
I still feel like I'm hearing it twice.
I think there's an echo maybe.
It might be an echo.
But yeah, I don't know. It was just like, I thought it was so slow for like the first half of it.
Yeah. I personally felt it's. Or should we start going into spoiler territory?
Yeah,
Or
I think it's time we should go into spoilers now.
Okay, because I started feeling really bored when they started doing the recon at the library.
When that whole raid at the library, and then it
Yeah.
Yeah.
When it started, that's when I started losing interest, or like significantly started losing interest.
Okay, I finally got the thing up. Okay, my bad. What were we talking about?
Oh, we're starting to get into spoilery topics.
Okay, cool. Are we gonna go like from like start going off like plot points?
Yeah, we could start doing that.
Oh God, can you see my bed?
Yes.
Wow. And
You're
now,
okay. Oh, there was one thing I wanted to talk about, which happens in the first, like 50 pages? Basically where the anarchists basically commit a terrorist attack, or try to.
Yeah.
What did you
Oh, yeah.
that scene, that plot point, that kind of like catalyst for the story?
I thought part of it was really confusing.
Yeah.
You didn't know the ages of the characters, so it's like I was like,
Yeah.
True.
I thought Phobia was a girl, and then I thought they were the detonator and Phobia were both her age.
Mm-hmm.
I was confused about that. And then for the longest time, I thought Oscar was really old because he had a cane. Because they didn't say anything about his bone disease until later on, and I was like, okay. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I get you on that.
Oh, I know jumping forward a bit, but okay, this is a big spoiler, so if you're still watching and you haven't got to the end, but what did you guys think of the very end? Like, did you see it coming? You know, she goes through the doors and sees a certain someone, like.
Ooh, yeah. I really didn't like it. For me, that part of the what's it called? Of the story when she basically sees that like her uncle is there, felt like my number one hated trope of all time, which is like it's kind of like they weren't actually dead or this actually didn't happen kind of thing where I just kind of felt like it invalidated her feelings throughout the whole story.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, I agree.
What is that echo?
It might be my thing. I had to turn up the sound because I couldn't hear what you guys were talking about.
Oh, okay.
What are we talking about?
The end of the book. So, you know, when Nova like walks into the building and she sees her dead uncle, and he's just chilling in this room. He's just been chilling in a room the whole time. I don't know.
It was so confusing how they put it, because it was like, okay, did she know that he was there the whole time? Because after she found out about the helmet, she said she was gonna go do something that she meant to do for a while, and then the thing happened at the cold. What is that? So then she goes after she goes to that funhouse thing, and there's a tray of food, and then she just talks to the wall. So it's like, did she know? So that was kind of confusing.
I think she did know he was in there. I'm pretty sure, because she wanted to get the helmet back for him and stuff. I was just confused why he was kept locked up in a room. Like,
yeah, I was like, what?
Why did he have to be in this weird secret? I guess in case there were raids and stuff, but it was, I don't know, just seemed a bit odd.
I was confused why Nova didn't know, or why she wasn't told, or.
Oh, so she didn't know then? Because I kind of.
It seemed like she'd had no clue that, or at least how I interpreted it, that she had no clue that he was still alive.
Oh.
So I was kind of like, why hasn't she been told this? Like, I'm confused.
Because I think that's why it's so confusing, because I interpreted it as that she knew the whole time, and she walked in there to check up on him and give him the latest news. But this is just another confusing thing that's just been happening.
Yeah, definitely.
You didn't really like give all the details at the end, so it's kind of just like, oh, boom, he's alive. I'm not gonna explain whether or not she knows.
Yeah. Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
True.
Guys, look, I did tabs.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
only for the second half. That's when I got them. But yeah, I think we should start going through like the plot points. So first we did the assassination thing. Okay, so I think that was when I started to not like Adrian, because him as the Sentinel was really like like Nova thought, you know, arrogant and pompous, and I was like, yeah, okay, I don't like that.
I think it was a bit stupid that he just didn't tell anyone the whole time. Like, why not just tell someone? I know he was worried about his dad and stuff, but it just got a bit stupid at some point. So he was keeping it secret, I thought.
Yeah. It felt like a Batman kind of esque situation where nobody knows, and we're just like, I swear to God, just tell somebody.
I just always want superheroes to reveal themselves, because it always goes wrong when they don't. So
yeah, that's like one of the main problems I had with this book was like his whole secret identity and Nova's whole secret identity, and like the whole time in this like 550-page book, like we as readers know that, but they don't know it yet, and it was like so frustrating and got like so boring, and I was just like waiting for them to just like tell each other, and I was like, oh my God. And then by the time they did, it's like I stopped caring because it had taken so long.
Yeah,
true. I get that. It was kind of like an underlying, and it's kind of it wasn't exactly underlying, but basically the romance throughout the entire book, I hated it.
Yeah, I didn't care at all.
Like, I didn't think it was necessary I think that if you cut out the romance, I feel like it could have been a
Yes.
better story. And I'm a person who likes romance in my stories, but as long as it's done well and it makes sense, it didn't make a lot of sense to me in the story.
Yeah, I feel like it was just thrown in there because she felt like she had to have it in there, and they had like no actual like
Chemistry?
connection.
Yeah, they weren't that great of a match, to be honest. There wasn't that much actually between them, but I didn't really get where it was coming from. It wasn't like an romance or anything, you know.
Right.
I guess it was put in there to create some tension about the whole secret identity thing and raise the stakes a bit, but I don't know if it entirely worked.
No.
What do you think, Sarah? Because I know you're like the queen of romance.
Yes.
Yeah, I felt like the romance was just like not dynamic at all. There was no like when I read romance and it's like really good, I get this like feeling. It's kind of like goosebumps, and then like I feel like I have to keep turning the page. But I felt like there was no really like moments where they actually connected. Like there was the moment when they were doing the stakeout, and I was like, oh my god, that's cute. Like the pink tabs are the ones where I was like, oh my god, cute. And there's only like 3.
There's like 3.
So I'm like, the romance kind of sucked, and I feel like that's why my rating was so low, because like that's what drives me in stories, because it's just like I don't know what's gonna happen. This is like so cute and so adorable, but there wasn't really any cute or adorable moments. It was mostly just Nova going like, oh my god, he's noticing me. Like my cheeks are getting all flustered, but like I can't like him because he's this way. But it's like, girl, I don't care. I just want to know what's going on. I think like my first pink tab moment was oh when he was asking about a boyfriend, I think.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure the answer to last one. Oh, okay. It was when he was getting ready to go sneak to her cubicle, and he was bringing her sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
It was super cute.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like, wow, I don't know if she has a boyfriend, but she's never talked about having a boyfriend. And I was like, wow, cute.
Yeah, that was cute. It was just so short. And I was like, I still feel like they never really ever like connected before they all of a sudden were like, oh, I think I like him or whatever. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
that sandwich thing was really cute.
The surveillance one. And I feel like if that was the only moment they had, and then if she doesn't like Renegades, and she's never liked Renegades, especially since he is the son of Captain Chromium, like there's no way she would go from just one moment in the surveillance thing to just being like, oh my god, like I'm always blushing when he's around, to
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might give up my junk for him. I'm just like, unbelievable.
That's true.
Yeah. It was definitely a bit of insta love in there, I think. Like so 0 to 100 real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Like I realized on one part when it was during one of Adrian's chapters, he said like I didn't know how I felt, but like I felt this like connection with her, and I'm like, you said like 4 words to her, girl. Like, what are you talking about? It was during the trials. It was during the trials when he said that, and where he was just like, screw my teen, I'm just gonna accept her anyways.
Yeah.
Fuck you for doing that, but like, I don't know.
I feel like this, you know how, Emma, how on your Disney Channel tag thing, how one of the questions was a book where the character got away with like a bunch of stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, this book fits it so well. Because there's
my God.
instances where stuff happens, and I'm just like, Adrian, how do you not connect this stuff? How do you not, like, see how
I know.
way he does? Like, and all of the stupid stuff she did, like when she pulled out her gloves during the fire, I was like, girl, it's like you're trying to get caught.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like she would go around and say like the most obvious stuff to everybody, and no one would like make it click.
I know, it's so frustrating.
Ugh.
They were.
It's like I'm
it was
watching a
bunch of
bad
dumb
like
people.
mystery show. No one knows, like, oh my god, who's the killer? He's right in front of you, and we're like, no shit. I could figure this out when I was in third grade. I swear.
Oh my god.
I can't.
So let's talk about the fire in the library in Junk.
Oh god. I think that scene very much encompasses, I'm calling it the Batman effect, where like, oh my gosh, look, it's the Sentinel. Oh wait, but where is Adrian? Oh yeah, they're definitely not the same person.
I felt like in the 2 sentences apart, she was like, Adrian is gone. The Sentinel is here. And it's like, oh,
Like,
the dog. Yeah.
I'm like, I swear.
Yeah, I don't know. That scene, not that. I know. I just thought it was a bit stupid when they discovered him in a mini glue that he'd made. I don't know. It just seemed a bit silly, some of it.
Yeah. And then when Nova shot him like 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to be undercover or something, Nova? That's not very believable that a good person would randomly shoot someone 4 times.
True.
Yeah, of like all the people who could have gone undercover, I don't know, like why her? Because she's like so impulsive, and it's just I don't know. She like thinks, she acts before she thinks, and I'm like, you're undercover. That's like one of the main things you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
True. Like I know,
but everyone else is like too ignorant to realize that it's her. I don't know.
everyone's stupid. I swear. Because I know.
Yeah, I just got caught this one time. Okay, when she went up to the council headquarters to check out the helmet, I for sure thought that Dread Warden was like figured her out, and because he like when she said that when she was in Max's area and she passed out and his head turned, I was like, oh snap! I was like, it's about to go down, and then he just didn't do anything. I was like, but like.
I thought Max was going to start using her powers and then everyone would figure her out. I thought that would be quite a cool plot point, but that just didn't happen at all.
Yes, I thought that too.
Yeah, I thought that's how she would get busted.
True. Well, didn't she use her powers on on the butterfly girl?
Yeah.
When she, after the whole Max situation, that's all I'm calling it. Basically, the Max situation. She uses her powers on Monarch. I think that was her name.
Yeah.
Did the Monarch like not wake up and be like, "Oh, I wonder why I passed out on the floor"? Like, and like like she was like we never saw that. She was probably like, "Oh yeah, I just randomly passed out." Like, just doesn't even go ask like, "Oh yo, what happened?" Like. Or did she not realize, hey, this has happened to me before? No, it did not happen. It didn't happen. It happened to the other person. Like, but at least made some thought process.
But did she?
Carly's books in the comments says, "I'm just letting y'all know, Arch Enemies is just as frustrating."
Oh no! I was hoping it would go up from here.
I know, me too.
Oh
I was
no!
hoping that Arc Enemies would actually give us like at least some clarity, because
exactly. I thought it was leading up to Arc Enemies, and then that would like explain everything, and then we get everything we've been talking about. But
is it a trilogy? Is it going to be a trilogy?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Was it okay? Was anyone else confused? Because they never really explained how people got their powers, and I was really confused the entire time. Like, are people born with it? Is it like...
There was a scene, though, when they said how some of them got their powers, didn't they? Because some people are born with it, but some people, like the girl, Ruby or something? Was it Ruby? The girl with the stones. Because she got, like, robbed and someone shoved a crystal in her or something.
Shoved a crystal in her?
No.
I was like,
oh no. Not what I meant. I know. That was a weird origin story there. We won't go into that.
Like, I don't know why that feels kind of like a cop out to me. Like that there's not one way. Like if you got it from like traumatic experiences, that would make sense. Or if you got it because you were born with it, but then if you have both, it just kind of feels
they did just kind of mix it up, and then half the characters' backstories weren't explained at all, which would have been quite interesting, I think. But
I mean, in a 500 and what 52-page book.
you would have thought they'd have time to at least include a few more backstories.
Exactly. Yeah.
Descriptions that weren't needed, like of places that didn't really matter. Like I'm pretty sure there was a 2-page description on the library, and I was like, it's not like a main thing we're gonna have in like the whole book.
It gets blown up like 10 pages later.
Yeah.
True.
All my yellow tabs were like too much information. Like I'm bored.
There's a lot of those.
Oh, there was this one spot I wanted to talk about. Oh my god, okay, go. Remember how before they go into the library, how they call for backup and then like literally like 20 pages or like a couple chapters and the backup still hadn't shown? And I literally wrote in like 3 different tabs, where's the backup? Where's the backup? Like what's going on?
I'm pretty sure the Renegades suck at backups because wasn't that the reason why her parents died at the beginning?
Yeah.
Renegades don't. Okay. Another thing that bothered me through this is that I felt like, so the Renegades are basically kind of like the government. I'm gonna like, or kind of turn into the government, but they don't seem to be able to do basic governing things. Like there's a point where they were like, oh yeah, it's been 10 years and they still haven't figured out recycling. And I'm like, it's not that hard. And like, yeah, it's just general things that they just didn't figure out. And you're like, you guys have been around what 9-10 years and you haven't figured out these general things about just your own city.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That felt a little weird to me. But then I understand why people would like not like them for that. So I guess that served a purpose.
Yeah.
Definitely.
On a good note, my favorite character so far is Oscar.
Is who, sorry?
Oscar. You know, Smokescreen?
Oh.
I think he's hilarious. My purple tabs are like the funny moments, and they're like almost all his. Yeah.
He's the one in the Renegades, right?
Yeah, he's the one that Ruby likes.
Yeah, they had a romance. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think he's
It's hilarious when they were interrogating the puppeteer, and he was like, "We'll be here as long as we need." And the puppeteer's like, "Bro, they said you only have 15 minutes." And he's like, "Well, yeah, that's true, but we'll keep coming back." And I was like, "That's hilarious."
Yeah, that was good.
Who was everyone else's favorite characters?
Ooh,
I'm struggling, to be honest.
I'm really struggling.
Yeah, I think probably Adrian still for me, even though he wasn't that like multi-dimensional as a character, he was still really sweet, and I'm hoping he will be fleshed out in the sequel. Maybe.
I mean,
Or Max.
I mean, out of both of the perspectives, I liked being in Adrian's perspective more.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I do really like Max's character. I think he was adorable. I felt like he was adorable. He was like a little ball of evil, and I was into it. But even though he wasn't evil, but like his power's kind of evil.
So. He definitely had potential. I'm hoping he'll go rogue maybe and do some badass stuff in the next one.
I'd be into that.
Yeah, I think Max is definitely my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
He's great.
His power's crazy though, isn't it? It's like he could be undefeatable because he can do anything. He can take anyone's powers.
Mm-hmm. So, are you guys gonna read the next one or no?
I wouldn't say
I'm just
high on my priority list.
No, it's definitely not high on the TBR, but I do want to get around to it because I just like finishing series. It's just the thing I like to do, so it would feel incomplete if I didn't.
I just feel like I don't care about the characters so much because
yeah,
too many characters, and not enough like giving me like backstory or why I should care about them or what their personality is more.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard for me to like Adrian because I just didn't get enough from him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
When you're somebody who reads, and especially when romance drives you, if I don't like that second half, that's why I think it was so boring to me, because I just couldn't get into Adrian's character until like the very end. Like I didn't think there was anything suspenseful or dramatic.
No.
Just so I was bored the whole time. And I felt like the characters were kind of just in there to move the plot, and I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely.
I feel like after this live show, my opinion will have lowered a lot more, because when you get together with a group of people and you start crashing a book, it really brings to light all the things that are bad about it. So
That's true.
everyone's going to come down in the last hour. So yeah, no, it's good though, because you see like the different things about it that you didn't notice. But yeah, it has motivated to read the sequel.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah,
that...
I think the only way I'll read it is if it's like at my library, because I'm not about to pay for it.
Yeah, no. No. I realized something is that I read this book in like 2 different ways. I first started it, I was physically reading it and then listening to Billie Eilish, because I felt like the music went together very well. And then I stopped doing that and I started listening to the audiobook, and I like right when I started listening to the audiobook is when I started not enjoying it.
Right.
So I might have liked it more if I just didn't pick up the audiobook, because it just wasn't my favorite. But well, I did the audiobook and physically reading it and then on and off, and then but still I think the audiobook might have made it worse for me.
Yeah,
the only reason I was able to finish it like 10 minutes before we started this was because of the audiobook, because I was like driving home from a trip for like 3 hours today. So I like the audiobook. I think like if I didn't have the time crunch where it's like I have to listen to it or else I'm not going to finish it, I feel like I probably would have wanted the audiobook anyway, just because I don't know. I got so bored physically reading it that if it's like being told to me, I'm like, okay, like we'll keep going. It's fine. I feel like my like expectations get lowered when like I'm physically reading it myself. I don't know.
True. I strangely have less patience for audiobooks. Like if I'm listening to something, I'm like, well, I could be listening to music. I could be listening to another audiobook. Like I DNF'd like 2 audiobooks this week. So
oh wow.
Yeah, some controversial ones too.
Yeah. I find audiobooks can be good, but only if I'm busy doing other things. If I try to sit down and just listen to an audiobook, I get bored out of my mind. Like that's just not happening.
Yeah.
Definitely. I get you.
I also think like this book has showed me that I don't really like reading about superhero stuff. Like I've never have before, so I didn't know, but I don't know, like the whole just like superhero power thing, I feel like isn't really my jam.
I feel like this one just wasn't well written. I feel because it's about superheroes and there was no drama, there was barely any action, and like they're supposed to be patrolling and junk and they weren't. It was like we got like an assassination attempt that sucks. We got a surveillance that was kind of boring. And then we got the fire thing, which was like all over the place. And then all of this of her being incognito, which was kind of just like, I don't know how you're not being found out when you're asking all of these obvious questions. And it was no suspense, no drama. And I was just like, it's a superhero book. Like, where's all of this superhero junk at?
It's like missing all the key kind of like components of a superhero film or like book, because you know in most superhero like films we watch, everyone loves Marvel and stuff, there's always a massive kind of battle and stuff that makes it really suspenseful, superheroes versus villains, you know, we get all that, but we didn't get any of that in this book apart from the terrorist attack which just went to shit anyway, so you know wasn't the best.
I did notice that. Mhm. Oh, I did notice that in like most superhero like media, like just in general, that there's usually two things that really make a superhero story great: is an origin story and like a clear defined villain. And this book had neither of those things.
Yes.
Not at all.
Which kind of really irked me because I'm like, this is about superheroes, yet you're not giving me these superhero things. And it sucks because I went and saw Endgame on Thursday, and I realized, I was like, wow, this is not great in comparison. I was just like crying afterwards. I went back to this book and I'm like, oh.
Yeah. I love Marvel, so I expect so much from superhero films, and this just didn't compare at all. There's just nothing compared to that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I just saw a comment and it says, "Who was the villain?" I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
There wasn't a villain. Yeah, I think that was the point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it was supposed to be a bit like who's what, but yeah, they could have made it. I don't know. There could have been some more clear defined lines there.
Yeah.
Like the Renegades were supposed to be the villain, but she kept trying to make us see like the goodness in both sides, and I was like, you got to give me somebody to dislike. So I just ended up not liking the Renegades. But then you give me like these characters that I kind of like, but you didn't give me enough information, so I can't like them fully.
Yeah.
Okay, and in the back of the book, it says in the description that Nova's allegiance is to a villain who has the power to end them both. But in here, it says to us in the beginning that Ace is dead. So the whole time I was reading that, I was like, okay, who's the villain that has this power to end them both when Ace is dead and all of her villain friends are just like kind of mediocre? So I was confused about that the whole time.
Yeah.
So it made the ending kind of predictable a little bit because I was thinking that a little. Like I was like, okay, the body was never found.
That's true. It kind of alludes to, like, the back of the book is kind of a spoiler. Like, it doesn't especially say exactly, but like once you've read the book, you're like, oh yeah, they were talking about that.
I think I'm looking at the end of the book now. You know, we were discussing the thing. We weren't sure what was actually going on at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she did know he was there because she says she felt guilty because this was the first time she'd come since they abandoned the tunnel. And then she starts speaking to him. So I think it's just weird. It's so weird that they didn't explain that at all very well, did you? Angry.
So angry. Like because then it doesn't make sense with things that were in the book, because there were very many times where she was like, where she would talk about Ace and she would just get upset about it and be like, oh, he did all these things and now he's not here. And I'm like, well, the bitch did you fucking know?
Why are you talking like that?
Like, ugh. I'm upset now.
Yeah. It's just angry that she didn't clarify it. Like, that's what angers me the most, is that we don't know whether she knew or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe they'll say it in Our Enemies. Like, maybe like the first chapter will actually like explain if she actually knew, because I have a feeling it might pick up exactly where it left off, or it's going to be one of those dumb things and be like, oh, it's a year later and then we don't know how it actually like resolved. I hate those.
Same.
Oh, you're like, just continue on. You left me in a cliffhanger. Just continue where you left me.
Yeah. Oh, you guys noticed how it had 2 prologues? Well, basically had 2 prologues.
2 prologues. Now I'm confused.
Because it had the beginning piece where it talks about her family and
Oh,
things.
yeah.
And after that, it said prologue, and I was like, wasn't that first part the prologue?
The first part felt like a description of like, or like a history lesson, like an info nub at the beginning of the book.
Yeah.
It's not a great way to start the book.
Nope.
No, like I'm like, okay, why am I supposed to care? Like, who the fuck are these people? Like, okay.
Yeah. The one plus side I thought though was the book is so pretty. I just think it's such a gorgeous book.
It's
so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the front is pretty, but I do not like the spine. The spine, I don't know what it is about the spine, but the spine doesn't do it for me. But the front does.
The front's nice.
I like how thick it is. It's so big.
I'm kind of half tempted to get arch enemies just so it will look nice on my bookshelves and match with the Renegades. I'm such a fire. I can't stop myself.
Oh my god.
Oh no, I feel like we're spoiling nothing right there. Poor girl.
All right. Is there anything else
No.
that anyone wanted to bring up?
No.
I'm trying to think of anything.
Do you guys think that, like, how do you feel about her? I don't think Stephanie's gotten to this part yet, but like about her and like Max, like her going in there. Do you think that was like super dumb, or like do you think you would have done the same thing, or?
I think I would have done the same thing. I think it was stupid that the other people would obviously think, oh my god, you ask 100 billion questions about this person, we tell you it's classified, and then you will accidentally run in there. Like, that I thought was stupid, because I was like, people are going to perceive it a certain way, but I can see where she would have run in there.
Yeah.
I think it was, I think it was a bit of a stupid decision though, because for all she knows, he could have been like really like had a bad disease or anything. You know, there's a reason why they quarantined him.
Yeah.
I was just thinking at the moment, but she could have like alerted staff or something, or got someone else to help if she knew the danger of why he was in a bloody glass box. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I think it was kind of stupid because the way it explained it was like, oh, he hurt his hand. They didn't explain it like, oh, he's having a heart attack. Oh, he's like physically dying.
Yeah.
So I was like, so I wouldn't feel the need to physically like go run in there at that moment. Maybe be like, oh, like ask him, oh, are you okay? I can go grab someone who actually knows how to help in the situation.
Yeah.
But like if he was actually like physically dying or something like that, then I would have run in. But since it wasn't, I'm kind of like, eh. Like,
yeah, I know. I just thought it was so like dumb and impulsive.
Mm-hmm. Reason like 1,002 on why we hate Nova. No. Impulsiveness. I also thought it was dumb that like they say it's classified, but she's a renegade now, so like why can't you at least say like you don't have to go into details, but at least be like, oh, by the way, he like steals people's powers, so just don't go in the box.
Yeah.
Like it's I don't know.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, there's like way too much classified information that, and then like when you find out, it's like you build it up for so long because you're like, what is it? And then it's like, oh, okay.
Even like if the rest of them knew and she was on their team, like why did they not just tell her as well?
I know.
She's part of the team now. You might as well if everyone else knows.
Yeah.
Like I was personally thinking like, oh, like you get in like 5 meters away from him and like you instantly like burn and die or something.
Yeah, I thought
like,
it was a death thing. Like if you read Shatter Me, I thought it was going to be a similar sort of Shatter Me effect thing, but
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like something similar to Nova's, but instead of falling asleep, you die. Or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No. There's an anticlimax there.
5 feet.
It was a cool power. It was a cool power still.
Oh, that's hilarious.
What I thought was lame about the buildup was when that was happening and she saw that he had telekinesis like 8. I was like, there was a tab even when I realized when I was like, oh dang, so he's 10 years old and that's when Ace apparently died. I was like, oh snap, what does this mean? Is this some kind of like big thing? So when it built up, I was like, maybe he's Ace's son. And I was like, that would be totally cool and totally wicked and some kind of big, huge plot twist. And then it was just, oh, his parents were these people and this has happened. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I guess that's cool.
I thought that too, but then I'm also like, that's a little incesty because, you know, they're kind of into each
other.
Yeah. I mean, they'd be cousins, but still. So yeah. Mm.
What do you think the next book's event going to be about then? I mean, I don't know if you guys have read the synopsis or anything, but I don't know what it's about. I just wonder what it's going to follow up on.
I'm assuming that it's just gonna be Ace trying to get her to do these evil things, and she's gonna be like, "Oh no, but Ace, I can't. All these things, but oh my God, they hurt my parents. You know, I gotta do it."
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Just like inner turmoil kind of junk. I don't know if I'm here for that. If they're not gonna give me the romance I need, I don't know.
I can bet you at some point she's gonna be like, but Uncle, I love him, and he's like, fuck your love or something. And he'll be like, love isn't necessary in this, and she'll be like, like.
Oh God, that's so trophy as well. Oh no.
I just have a feeling. I don't know.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if this was the best book. Definitely.
No, hopefully our next month pick, A Curse of Dark and Lonely, will be better. I have heard mixed reviews of that though, so it'll be interesting to see what we think. Because some people love it, some people hate it.
If the romance is there, then I think I'll like it. But I just need it to be there. I need to like feel it and just like turn the page and get the goosebumps and be suspenseful. Like, wow, this relationship is dangerous. That's what I need.
I'm like, I'm excited, but then I also heard, I think it's like, I know it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and it's also it's like it more retells, like a more retelling of the original than the Disney remake. And I wasn't a huge fan of the original, so I'm like, let's see how this goes.
I don't actually know. I haven't watched or read the original or anything, so that would be interesting to see where that goes.
I had to read the original for class. For like, it was like my fairy tale class in college. So yeah.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm definitely not gonna wait forever to start it like this month's book.
I'm gonna do better this month than prioritizing.
Yeah, but I would say I think I read it too early myself because I forgot everyone's names by the time it came around. So maybe we should make notes. Did you guys make notes this time? I think I didn't
do that. The second half until I started reading it last night. I bought sticky notes because I was like, I don't want to forget it because I'm probably half delirious. And I was like at page 200 something when I got home last night, and my sister made me play video games. So I didn't start reading the last 300 pages until like 2 o'clock, and I stayed up until 9:30 a.m. reading it. So
oh my God.
2 hours of sleep, and I got work in 30 minutes.
Oh no.
Monster.
Cool. So what day do you guys think we should have our next live show? Because this time it's like, well, this time it's the last Sunday of the month. So should we do it again on the last Sunday of the month?
Yeah.
Which, I gotta find my calculator. Calculator will help me. Yeah. That looks like it's the 26th of May.
Yeah, that should be fine. That should be good.
I think I'll be free. I should be.
Cool. I don't do anything on Sundays, so I'm free.
Yeah, I think I am too.
So always have to work on Sundays. So I think as long as it's before 2 o'clock, like at 1 would be good. Because I normally work at 3 or 4.
Okay. Well, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
next time we won't have technical difficulties because now we know how to do it.
That like time that I wasn't on here, it was telling me that I had to allow like the video and audio, and I was like, okay, but I don't see the button you're telling me to press. So I had to, like try and maneuver all of these things to figure out how to do that, and then I finally figured it out, and I was like, wow.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you made it. I was worried that we wouldn't be able to come and we wouldn't have the full book club, but we all
Yeah.
True. We got it to work.
Yeah.
Are you gonna leave this video up on your channel?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it up.
Cool.
So if people want to like come back and reference this and see our thoughts, or if they couldn't make it, then it will definitely still be there.
Cool.
But yeah. Cool. So I think that was a good live show, guys.
Yeah. Well done, everyone.
I don't know how to end this.
For the first one, we definitely did pretty well.
Definitely.
We're gonna take more notes next time. That way.
Yeah, I'll try and tab next time, which I've never done before, but I need to start trying it. It looks
Same.
I got tiny
I'm
sticky
definitely
notes. I'm going to decay things.
I'm definitely gonna actually tab it.
Especially if we have to read it earlier than like the week before, because that's a good thing.
Yeah,
That's true.
I
You
feel
have
like
to start late.
I feel like I'm going to end up cramming reading it in like the last day or so before, because I have exams up until the 23rd, so I need to not read that much. Whilst my exams are going on, but I'm going to cram it in. Don't worry, guys.
True. So far, I have it in my Sailor Moonathon TBR, which is from like the 1st to the 20th. So I'll probably have it done by then.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be fun.
I still have to make my TBR for that.
I made one and it's long and ambitious and as someone who hasn't been reading a lot, that's gonna be fun.
How many books you got on there?
12 for the month.
Oh snap!
And a lot of them are like long. I only have one manga, which is rare for me. But
yeah, are any of you guys doing the? Oh, I guess if you're doing the Sailor Moon, then you won't really be doing it. But I'm doing the Asian Readathon next month. It's by.
I'm doing that as well.
Oh yeah, that will be really good.
I'm kind of mixing it since it's a month.
Oops.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. Readathons are like a good excuse to buy a lot of books all at once and claim it's for the readathon.
True. Awesome.
Yes.
Cool.
Right.
All right. I think that was a good live show.
Yeah.
So that is it. I hope you guys join us for our next one. At the moment, it's going to be May 26th, and we'll figure out whose channel will be on next time.
And hopefully it's more what's the word? I can never think of the words. More put together, I guess.
Yeah.
Like we have.
We'll be better next time.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Where's the off button? Where's the buy button?
I got it.